With I65 in your toolbox, you can become your client's Medicare enrollment hero. Honestly, truly, they're worried about Medicare in general, everything Medicare. You come in and you can save the day without having to be a Medicare expert or sell insurance. It's great. And then you get to reap all the benefits. Increasing client leads and referrals is a big one. Seniors talk to each other about how to solve the Medicare problem. It's an easy way to differentiate yourself or get a foot in the door with those people who might not otherwise talk to you. It's also a really good way to save your clients thousands of dollars in potential mistakes. Do that once you have a client for life. My favorite reason, though, to do Medicare optimization is that you get the unique opportunity to discuss those topics that clients actively avoid talking about. I call these topics the I'm not listening conversations. Long-term care planning, estate planning, end-of-life planning, healthcare directives. And that's for old people. That's just too depressing. I don't want to think about that or deal with that right now. I'll do it later. But we all know too often later comes too late. They need help with Medicare now as a part of the retirement planning process. You help them have a meaningful Medicare conversation, you easily transition that Medicare conversation to one of those other topics that they're actively avoiding. It's a great way to expand upon the financial planning relationships. We don't sell insurance. If I haven't made that clear, let me make that clear. We do not sell insurance. We're a guidance tool. We empower you to help clients. What senior clients want first and foremost is guidance from a source, ideally, that doesn't sell insurance. They know they can trust. Now they can get that information from somebody they trust, a financial advisor, a CPA, an HR professional. You get to make your job easier. You get to deepen the client relationships, gain leads, lots of business benefits. Meanwhile, an insurance agent who sells Medicare insurance can still make a sale, but in much less time. So it's super synergistic. All right, one more time. What is Medicare optimization? Well, quite frankly, it's an easy way to make Medicare an integral part of your business. I'm going to stop right here for a second because I need to define Medicare with you. When I say Medicare, I am not just talking about that one-time enrollment into Medicare. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When I say Medicare, I mean everything healthcare related in retirement, including long-term care. Why do I do that? Well, because quite frankly, that's the way your clients talk about Medicare. That's the way your clients see Medicare. Medicare is healthcare in retirement. So, Medicare optimization is an easy way to talk about all of healthcare and long-term care in retirement with your client. Medicare optimization is 3 personalized client reports. We're going to start with the needs assessment. The needs assessment. If I were to sum up this report in one sentence, it would be this. Medicare isn't just for people turning 65 anymore. What? Melinda, you're crazy. Well, yes, but we're not talking about that reason why I'm crazy. We're talking about the needs assessment, and it's not crazy. Medicare shouldn't just be for people turning 65. So think of it this way. Imagine that your clients use a tax software like TurboTax or TaxAct. Instead of using it at the end of the year, after they've made all the mistakes, all the purchases, all the capital gains distributions, etc., and everything is in stone, instead of doing it at the end of the year, let's do TurboTax at the beginning of the year before they've made any decisions and maximize their decisions ahead of time. How much could people actually save in tax-related decisions? A lot, probably. That's the concept behind a needs assessment. People who wait until they are standing on Medicare's doorstep to learn about Medicare actually have a whole bunch of myths and misconceptions about Medicare already cemented into their brain. Let's be honest, people know Medicare is in their future. So when they hear people talking about it in their life, when they hear friends talking about it, or an HR conversation, or at the gas station, or in a restaurant, and they hear something, you have to enroll in Medicare when you turn 65. Oh, I didn't know that. Let me file that away. When you're still working at the age of 65, you don't have to enroll in Medicare. Oh, interesting. I need to know that for later. They gather these things. They can't tell you where they got them from, but those are the things that they believe to be true because they heard it somewhere. With a Medicare needs assessment report, truly start running this for clients, any of your clients 50 years of age and older. It will help lay the groundwork for Medicare, everything healthcare and long-term care related in retirement. It will lay the groundwork for actual Medicare as it really exists, not the myths, not the mistakes. Use it whenever you're onboarding a new client. I don't care if the client is 29, 39, 49. Run it one time when they're a new client just to set the groundwork. Use it during annual client meetings. As clients age, as things change, run it again. And most importantly, use it whenever you just don't know what a client needs to do about Medicare. That's what the needs assessment is all about. So if you were to peek inside, here's what you'd find. Basically, you're going to find a listing of mistakes and consequences that are common to people in similar circumstances. We put these here so that you can help your client avoid these same mistakes and consequences long before Medicare even begins. So for example, believing that Medicare will cover long-term care needs. No, Medicare does not cover long-term care, not a penny. Yet still today, about 50% of people 50 years of age and older still believe Medicare does cover some long-term care. It does not. Believing that you must enroll in Social Security at the same time as Medicare. Very common myth. Assuming that Medicare will begin automatically when you turn 65 without any action on your part. Oh, here's a good one. Assuming that the Medicare decisions your parents made will not affect you. This is particularly applicable to anyone in their 40s or 50s with parents. If they still have existing relationships, it's very common that the adult children wind up being caregivers in one way, shape, or form. When your mother falls down the stairs and breaks her hip, or when your father is diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it's a terrible time to start understanding, why doesn't Medicare cover this? I don't understand why you're getting bills. I don't understand why you can't see the doctor that we thought was in network. I don't understand, what is this prior authorization stuff? Why aren't they getting the services that they need? It's the worst time to try to figure out Medicare. So if you can get in front of that, it's a big deal. Again, part of retirement planning. It also empowers you to build stronger client relationships and uncover other planning needs through specific recommended next steps. So let's take a look at running one. I'm going to shift on over and I'll show you what it's like to run a needs assessment. So welcome to the i65 website, www.i65.com. I'm going to head over to the upper right section where it says login and get myself logged into my i65 Medicare optimization account. So I'm going to go ahead, log in. All right, now welcome to the dashboard. The dashboard is basically a place where you can see everything that is happening within the i65 software. Let me just give you a cheat sheet. Everything in i65 begins with a needs assessment. So I'm just going to head right into the Add Needs Assessment button. We're going to run a needs assessment. I'm going to run a needs assessment for a client that I call Herman 50s. This gentleman is in his 50s. He lives in the state of, I don't know what state he lives in, actually. So I guess we'll figure it out as we go along. I'm going to go ahead and start the assessment. You can have clients run needs assessments on their own, or you can run in tandem with them. It really depends on you, your business, as well as the client relationship. Oh, Herman 50s lives in Florida. Okay. So, do you live in the USA as a citizen or a legal permanent resident? I'm going to answer yes, I am a legal citizen. How would you describe your marital status? I will say that Herman is married. Have you or a spouse worked and paid Social Security and or Medicare taxes for 10 years? I will say that we have. What is your Medicare status? I will say Herman is not yet enrolled in Medicare, and he is not currently receiving any Social Security benefits. He has at least one parent still living, and he has no dependents. If your client is running through this on their own, after they complete the needs assessment, they will see a screen that says, "Thank you very much. Your advisor will be reaching out to you shortly with the results." You, as the advisor, have the power to approve or decline any services that the needs assessment recommends. So let's take a look. In this particular case, the needs assessment is recommending that Herman do an eye estimate report. Regardless of whether you approve or decline services recommended by the needs assessment, the report previewed in the right column is designed to be helpful to your client. Let me show you, for example. So I am currently approving the eye estimate. I'm going to scroll down and it says, use the eye estimate to develop a plan that will address your health and long-term care costs in retirement. Okay, great. Now I'm going to decline it. This is what the text now says. Plan for all of your healthcare and long-term care costs in retirement. Medicare does not cover long-term care. So talk to a trusted professional about making a plan for these costs. So again, still designed to be helpful regardless. I'm going to go back to approving it though, and I will say that I will guide my client through the eye estimate process. All right, let's move on. I'm going to go ahead and download this report. You have lots of different options. All right, so in just a minute, the I65 needs assessment will be popping up. All right, so let's get this open. I will make it visible to you, and there we go. It, ladies and gentlemen, is the needs assessment. So the Medicare needs assessment for Herman 50s. Please notice on the first page of this report is your logo and contact information, because this report does turn into a referral document. People don't have anything else like it. Then it reiterates the client's current situation and starts addressing mistakes and possible consequences that are common to people in similar situations. So assuming Medicare coverage will begin automatically, assuming that your spouse should make the same Medicare decisions as you, failing to consider your spouse when enrolling in Medicare, not planning appropriately for healthcare costs in retirement. Again, assuming that your parents' Medicare decisions will not affect you, and failing to take steps to ensure your parents are paying their insurance premiums. That last one I know seems oddly specific, but remember, these are based on our 65 Incorporated consultation experiences, mistakes that are very common that we see. And this is truly something we see way more often than you think we would. So one of the first signs of cognitive impairment actually is very commonly a person failing to pay bills or letting insurances lapse. So don't let this happen to your clients in your 40s and 50s where their parents, now they're on the hook for the fact that their parents don't have insurance anymore. It's a big deal. So next steps, consider taking the needs assessment again when it's time for you to enroll in Medicare. It even includes their initial enrollment period based on their birthday, makes a recommendation to do the eye estimate report, and that's it for this report.